taking the photo and not knowing exactly if the exposure is going to be correct, which you can do instantly with this. So I take, so in comparison, it would take me 4 shots to nail a photo, between 1 to 4 shots to nail and get the composition, whereas this one would only take me 2 shots.
Yeah, so the focus points, I like that you can literally touch anywhere and you can pick a focus point when you're trying to shoot. Because I can't tell you how many times, and this has happened to me for real, is this only is limited on the focus point. It has a lot, but it's limited where you can actually touch it. And I've had to realign my shot to line up the focus point. I'm actually adjusting the shot to the focus point instead of on this one you're adjusting the focus point to the shot.
What is going on, you guys? My name is Daniel. I'm here with Robert Hunyer, who is a EOS R. No, that's not EOS R. I own the EOS R. We'll do this again. What is going on, you guys? My name is Daniel, and we have the EOS R and the 5D Mark IV, and this is a comparison between the two of them. I am here with Robert Hunyer, who's been shooting with this for
about going on 3 years now.
Yeah, what do you do the most time with it?
I like to do landscape photography is what I normally do. That's my specialty. You know, I've tried to take pictures of people and in nature and things, but I would say primarily I take landscape pictures with it.
Okay.
Yeah, just an amateur photographer, just do it for fun. It's a hobby.
Yeah. So today we went and shot. We switched cameras and went and shot. So I guess they're both kit lenses that we had on here today. So pretty relevant lenses. This is the EF version and this is the RF version. So this only mounts on the EOS R, and that one can also be mounted on here. But anyways, so swapped cameras today, and what did you think?
It was different. It was it took a little while to get used to it. Most Canon cameras, I feel like they're universal. The menu systems are. I will admit, even the menu systems seem kind of the same. And you see a lot of things that looked familiar on the screen, but it was different to get used to because I'm used to seeing directly out of the lens. You know, it has the mirror because the DSLR camera. Since this one was actually a digital viewfinder, there's a little bit of stutter in there, you know, taking pictures. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to instantly being able to, you know, go, you know, to see what I'm going to for my next photo. So that took a little getting used to. Obviously not a deal breaker. It looks great. It performs great.
How about the ergonomics? What did you think of just holding the EOS R?
Holding it, okay, my biggest, I will say, I'll start with the complaint. Everybody likes the complaint, right? I feel like we talked about this off camera. It needs the what do you call that? The
grip.
The grip attached to it. Yeah, because I feel like my pinky, as you can see, kind of falls off here. I have to be real. You know, it's not terrible, but it's something I noticed, right? Because I'm used to my big bulky camera here, right? This thing, you have plenty of grip there, but this, I think if you added the grip onto the bottom, it would definitely be right. But other than that, honestly, it's lighter, it's sleek. I feel like I would take this, it's, you know, more often than I leave this one behind because I know it is a lot of weight. But I like the layout of it. I like the design of it. I think it's definitely, you know, it's a lot different, but it should be. It's a newer camera. It's got a lot more features to it, but I love it.
Yeah. What did you think of the not the viewfinder, but the focus points? The differences in focus points between.
Right. This has got a lot. How many focus points did you say this one has?
It has over 5,000 different focus points because the entire the way it does it just compares contrast, and since it's just using the entire sensor, pretty much every bit of the sensor, the entire thing is covered with focus points.
Yeah, it's got a lot more than, and obviously the 5D Mark IV. Yeah, so the focus points, I like that you can literally touch anywhere and you can pick a focus point when you're trying to shoot. Because I can't tell you how many times, and this has happened to me for real, is this only is limited on the focus point. It has a lot, but it's limited where you can actually touch it. And I've had to realign my shot to line up the focus point. I'm actually adjusting the shot to the focus point instead of on this one you're adjusting the focus point to the shot. And yeah. I find that to be very helpful with the EOS R. I love that, and that's a huge feature for me. And I was telling you off camera, I take pictures of watches and things. I'm having to like get I want to get the focus point to be right on, let's say, the logo. I can't do that with this one without adjusting the whole camera. So
yeah,
definitely
parts of the camera that is just so much easier to work with and speed up your workflow, especially for like me doing YouTube and trying to pump out content. Being able to do things like shave off even those couple, like 5-6 seconds every, you know, once a minute while taking photos for a thumbnail or whatever it is that I want, and it just adds up.
Yeah, it really is a great feature. I think Canon nailed that 100% on the EOS R, among many other features. And one of them I'll point out right now because I'm looking at it is the the viewfinder, or what do you call this?
The touchscreen.
The touchscreen, I guess, how it swings out. It's you can swing it out.
The fully retractable, so you can even vlog with it. Whereas this one,
you can't.
Lacks that.
Of course, in the 5D Mark IV's defense, I think it was kind of designed and engineered before vlogging really took off. I don't know. Or maybe it was never designed to be a vlogging camera. I don't know. But
yeah, this is definitely more of like wedding photography. It comes with the dual card slots on the side right there that you can plug that in, and you don't even use.
I don't use the other card slot. I'm guilty of that. I only use the SD card slot, but mainly because of the price of the compact flash cards.
Yeah,
it's like those are so pricey. It's like I'm not a professional. I'm not doing weddings. If I ever did, I would definitely use that feature.
Yeah. So for any professional work that you only have one time to get it, the dual card slot, but you can overcome that kind of with the app that they have. So as soon as you take the photos, they get downloaded to the app, so you kind of have a backup there. Target audience for this, what would be the market who would want to pick up this instead of going for the EOS R?
I think a lot of your what am I trying to say? Like, old school people that don't like, because there's, the fans of DSLRs, there's the fans of mirrorless, A lot of, I think the younger age are definitely jumping on board with the mirrorless a lot quicker, but a lot of the old school guys, they still like the DSLR, the functionality of seeing, the true viewfinder. You're actually looking out the lens rather than the digital thing. There's a lot of, pros and cons to it. I don't know. I think, I would still say I think the older generation is probably still going to stick with your DSLRs. Like you still have people that do film, I mean, it's still a thing,
So would you say, like, overall, this one's more focused towards somebody who's professional doing events and, they're not going to be needing it. Whereas this one's more of anything to do with YouTube functionality, pumping out content.
I feel like this has more usability for somebody like that who wants to do video. Like you said, you can vlog with it. Mm-hmm. You can do pictures with it. You can do a lot. It's more portable. You can run and gun, I guess, with it. And this one's gonna be more, like you said, for professionals doing weddings, doing maybe sporting events or something. They're gonna.
Oh yeah. Go with that. So for sporting events or doing fast photography where there's a bunch of moving and you really need to take a bunch of photos, you can take much quicker photos with this camera right here than you can this one, because the screen the actual sensor is what you're using for the viewfinder, and it has to turn off as it takes the pictures, so you aren't getting the instant recomposition and seeing exactly what's happening. So you kind of have to lead your subject and take the picture a little bit in advance of what you're seeing in the viewfinder, because the viewfinder does have a delay.
Yeah, it does. I noticed that too, and I'm not a sports photographer, and I wasn't doing even real fast pictures with it, but I'd go from framing one shot to go into the next, and there was like a jitter there. There was it was a delay, and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And I would think, oh, okay, it's just probably recording the image and then, bringing up the viewfinder again, which is something I don't have to do with the 5D Mark IV, because you're always seeing what's going on, and that's one nice thing about the camera. It doesn't have to, do anything with the viewfinder really, because it's all kind of analog, I guess, and not digital. With any camera, I think there's pros and cons. I don't think there's any one perfect camera. So with this one there's pros and cons. With this one there is as well, obviously, right? But I definitely think this is one of the better cameras I've seen Canon put out in a while. It's one of the most advanced. And I'm so glad to finally see a full frame mirrorless from Canon, because I'm a huge Canon fan, and I've been kind of rooting for them for so long. So I really do like it overall. I think that's my final thoughts on it. I don't see much wrong with it. Honestly, I think it's really a solid choice.
Yeah.
For anybody looking for a Canon mirrorless professional.
Yeah, and when I was shooting with it, I really didn't notice too much different, other than I'm not used to the viewfinder. Well, I'm used to the viewfinder because I've shot with DSLRs before. But as far as taking the photo and not knowing exactly if the exposure is going to be correct, which you can do instantly with this. So I take, so in comparison, it would take me 4 shots to nail a photo, between 1 to 4 shots to nail and get the composition, whereas this one would only take me 2 shots to do the exact same thing. So it almost cuts the amount of photos that you have to take and the time that it takes in half with that.
That's true. You can actually see what your picture's going to look like basically before you take it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. That's the biggest advantage this thing has.
100%. I would totally agree. And that's why I think it's something I mentioned to you when I started taking pictures. I was like, wait, I need my preview because I need to see what the picture's going to look like. But you really don't need that as much on this one as you do with this one, because you can actually kind of see what the picture's going to look like.
Yeah. If the picture was off when you press the button, it's still off inside the camera.
Right, absolutely.
For me, shooting back in with the DSLR was a little bit interesting. It was kind of nice to have the viewfinder work obviously with the mirror because I could always see. And everything's so crystal clear that way, but at the same time, look back down at the screen to see if the oh my goodness, the exposure was correct. I'm just stammering all over the place. So yeah, this does come with the joystick, which this one doesn't, but and this also has a touch screen. Both of them have a touch screen, but this one will come out for you. One card slot. But yeah, so this is about a third more. So I didn't notice a huge quality difference between these two cameras. They're very, very similar as I was shooting and going around. I mean, you're probably going to pop these, because we swapped SD cards, he's probably going to pop this up in Lightroom and be like, wow. Because this RF glass even surprised me, because when I was shooting on this exact same lens on a 60, moving to this RF glass, just wow, it just retains so much, and it's so sharp.
Really sharp, yeah.
Yeah, they can be really, really sharp images.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get it on the computer and actually look at the pictures and play with them a little bit. That's always fun after you take all your photos and see what you really got, you know. Because sometimes what I've had happen is when you look at a picture on the screen, and then when you get on your computer, you're seeing two different things. It's like, whoa,
oh, yeah.
I thought it looked really good, you know, but your picture was this big as opposed to, you know, a 15-inch or whatever you got, you know. So.
Yeah, that's definitely one reason I've wanted to pick up a iPad, is so that I can view them on a large screen instantly, which would be super nice.
That would be nice.
So in conclusion, those that need that dual card slot are definitely going to be lured more towards the 5D Mark IV, whereas people that are creating more content for themselves, faster content, and really trying to push the self-production assembly line along a little bit faster, that's going to be the EOS R. So on this channel, we go over everything mirrorless Canon cameras. It was a great day out there shooting here in Helsinki, and thank you so much for watching. If I can speak at all, I've been here with Robert Hunyard. Thank you so much for letting me, you know, try out a new camera.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me try out yours as well. Appreciate it.
That was good. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's how it's done.
Yeah, like this is